Welcome back, my dear friendster from this vast universe, to another episode of Top 5 Fallout for Mods, where we show the best of what's been released the last week or so. Be it armors or grass, Darth Vader or ass, it might just be on this list. So come on, stick with me to the end of this ride, because I think there might be a surprise. And as it has become some sort of standard on this show so far to start off with a Pip-Boy retexture, that is just what we're going to do. The first mod we have to showcase today is Pip-Boy Nuka Edition by Blackwild. And I just like this one. Deep down there is hope that the Nuka-Cola manufacturers some point in time had Pip-Boys like this one while they worked and used this to test all kinds of things in the development process. Not too likely, since I think the Pip-Boy is made by Voltec, but if we just had some freedom to alter the lore a little bit, can't we just fit this part in? I just kinda like it. The bright blue and the red just make this Pip-Boy feel a bit more friendly and inviting than the original one. And hey, it's Nuka-Cola, so what's not to like? And that brings me smoothly and quickly over to the next mod on our list, which is the Immersive Maps 2K and 4K by Reptile. Or Reptile, yeah. Or I don't know. This mod just makes the map look about many times better than the original one. There are a couple of different maps to choose from. The first one being the vanilla version, but in 4K or 2K, depending on what you want, as seen on the screen right now. And I decided to only showcase the 4K versions in this video, because the 2K version will just look the same but worse, since it's the same picture but with the roller. Next map we have is the terrain map, which adds some textures on the land areas to make the map look very sexy and detailed, so that you just have a little bit more knowledge stored in your map of certain areas. And after that we have the blueprint version, which I think looks really nice, and he has even added some text in the bottom corner, which really makes it look very authentic to a actual blueprint. You might also want to change the Pip-Boy color to blue to make it even more authentic. I think that would make it look even cooler, and it probably would fit kind of well with this Pip-Boy retexture as well. There's also a blueprint version with inverted dots, if you like that look better for some reason. And all these versions that I have showed right now are the no squares version. But they all come in versions with full squares and with big squares. And I have to say that this mod is just one of those mods that I see no absolute cons with. So there's no reason for you to not get this mod. So get this mod off. Next, we have a mod that makes a very subtle but nice change to the game called Tookie's Textures Grass and Plants by Tookie Jones. And the reason why I wanted to have this mod on this show is because last week we had Divine Revelations, which looked awesome, but was very performance heavy and also changed the look of the game very much. This mod just makes a more subtle change where the grass is a bit green here and there. And to be honest, it's not that realistic that the grass would be brown all over and grow brown and everything would just be brown. If you look at real world areas where nuclear disasters have happened, those areas are quite flourishing when it comes to flora and green and all kinds of colors in the vegetation. So I think this mod just ups the immersion a tad, and without any actual performance hit. So if you miss that extra little coloring here and there in the wasteland, this mod just may be something for you. I know that I'm gonna use it at least. I think it looks pretty sweet. Next up we have the Colossus Bodysuit by Guffy, a mod that is inspired by the Marvel's Colossus character. I have to say that I normally don't like chrome retextures or chrome textures overall. There's just something lazy about them for some reason. And there's so many types of surfaces that I think look better than chrome in my opinion. But that's just me. But I have to say that this mod makes you look kind of badass. And it's certainly one of the best chrome retextures on the Nexus, and that's why I felt like it deserved a spot on this show. I also love X-Men, that might be why so normal shut the fuck. Next up, we have one of the sexiest X01 power armor paints I've seen on the Nexus so far. It's the X01 World War II Airplanes Paints Standalone by the Dark Shadow. And I think there is so many ways that these armor paints could fit into the lore if you just used your imagination a little bit. The ones that you see on the screen right now are the slightly rusty version of these armors, and there are versions that are even more rusty if that's something that you like, and there is also a completely clean version to pick from depending on what you prefer. I personally think that these look amazing, and I am a big fan of World War stuff, so this is something that really talks to me. There is also a camo version of these power armors, if you like that. I personally don't like camo retextures and paints so much, but I have to say the camo ones that are in this mod are some of the most sexy looking camo paints and or retextures on the Nexus at the moment. So if you like that kind of stuff, I would recommend you to check that out. There's also 1K versions of these power armors, 2K versions and 4K versions, which you see on the screen right now. And I would of course recommend the 4K versions since they look amazing, but if your system is a tad bit weak, it is nice that there are some alternatives that you can choose from. But however you look at it, these power armor paints and this mod are just some of the best power armor retextures and paints I've seen on the Nexus, as I said. And the sheer amount of options you have with this mod is just very nice. It just tells you how much effort, thought and time this mod author took to get these just right and present them the best way as he possibly could. And I personally am a very big fan of stuff like that. Presentation is also very important, and I have to say that he has done a very nice job. And also this week we have some more armors that I just wanted to showcase as a bonus. There seem to be some Mass Effect hype roaming around the Nexus since there pops up Mass Effect inspired retextures all the time for some reason. So why not showcase some of the ones that I think are the best ones so far. The first one we're going to take a look at is the N7 Combat Armor Standalone by Ruddy88. Not sure why he felt like he wanted to put his nick there twice, but nonetheless, this is a standalone and a retexture and reuse, I guess you could say, of the combat armor. But it does add some extra nice items above just retexturing the combat armor. And that's adding some gloves, bodysuits, and a sort of beret that looks very nice, if I might say so myself. There should be a heavy version of this one as well, but I just never really got my hands on it when I tried to spawn it into my inventory, which is a bit unfortunate. But then I went and used some of these parts in this mod to complement this next mod, that is the Advanced Carbon Combat Armor N7 Craftable by Reponic. This mod is more of a paint of the original combat armor in the game, but I have to say that it looks very nice. And if you want to bring Mass Effect into Fallout, I'd probably recommend using this one with some of the parts from the standalone one that we looked at first. But I have to say, venturing into the capital wasteland as an officer of a far-away and futuristic society that struggles its way through the wasteland, and why he's actually there, and how he should travel to the next point of his journey. Maybe he could take the subway, but he notices that it's infested with big mutated green humanoids, and to no luck, he finds that the trains are out of order. After a big struggle to find his purpose in this alien land, he wanders away from the city, wondering if Commander Shepard, the Owl, Joker, and all of his friends are safe or in the same peril. He stands alone, sees something in the corner of his eye. Is that a church? Maybe, just maybe, that is exactly what he is looking for. Thanks for watching as always. I just wanted to share a giveaway with you guys. I've done tons of giveaways in the past, but there's always been an issue of managing the giveaways, and that has been taking up a lot of my time that I want to be spending on other things, so that's just always bugged me a bit. But I found this new site which does a awesome format for kinds of giveaways and contests, and there's actually multiple ways for you to enter this giveaway and give you more entries and a higher chance to win. But they are all optional, so you can choose from the ones that you want to be able to choose from. Some will give multiple entries and some will give less, but there is actually an element here where the one that spends the most time and effort will most likely be the winner, or at least higher the odds for himself or herself a little bit. And I always liked stuff like that, where you actually have a way to higher your win chance by simply putting in more effort. So yeah, the giveaway is for any game you want under 60 euros. So I will try to contact the winner and we can have a chat after Christmas and you'll get an extra little Christmas present. So just enter the link on the screen right now, and it's also in the bottom of the description as well if you want to use that instead. Nice, huh? I hope you like that one. I sure do. I like making giveaways for you guys. Like and share if you enjoyed, and until next time. Bye.